Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak, joined by Jeff from BMOCwins.com. This is our live show we do every day at 10:30 Eastern Time. Mike Brenner is still on vacation after having been living the life in Las Vegas. And Jeff from BMOCwins.com, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter. Thanks for having me.
All right, how's everything going? Did you have any money on that Yankees game that went 18 innings yesterday?
I did not, but I did watch it. I'm a Yankee fan, so I was up till 2:15 Eastern Time watching that game. Not a very interesting game, Peter, after the ninth inning, but
that's right. But from a handicapping perspective, interesting as far as implications for today's games. All right, so we got a modest card, just 10 games, only 8 games had overnight lines. Actually, in the future, maybe we'll put some paper up there. We changed our setup, and it's a little bit messing with my head. But anyway, okay. What'd you say?
Where you go.
All right, okay. All right, no, but then I have to read the comment. I can read them later. Okay, all right, anyway. All right, so Jeff, all right, so let's get back into it. All right, so we got 10 games, and Jeff, I'm almost dead even on my official picks in these in these shows every morning. So right now I'm even. If I focus and concentrate, I can go up into the positive numbers, and if I slip and make foolish and irresponsible picks, kind of picking out of my ass, I'll go negative.
Well, Peter, it's best sometimes just stay away if you don't have an opinion. It's always
that's right. That's right. Today I'm looking at today's card. There's a lot of games that are there's not a lot of things that I'm liking here. There is one play though that I think I will give just to make sure that I have one play and that I think I'm liking. I think I'm liking the under in the Colorado Cubs game. I got a little bit burned on the totals in Colorado's last series against Arizona. I thought those games would be higher scoring than they were. All three of them, of course, went under. And today, of course, the Cubs are going to be traveling right after the 18-inning game. Arrieta starting. Arrieta certainly, serviceable, if not the lights-out force that he was, last year. And Senzatella, also another guy, doesn't miss a lot of bats, but gets decent results. It's a total of 11. The Cubs obviously have a huge lineup, so does Colorado, but all things considered, I'm thinking maybe the under at 11 is a decent play here. What do you think about that?
I got to ask you something, Peter.
Yeah.
Why was Jake Arrieta even at that game last night? I got to ask myself that. Usually the pitcher will travel ahead of the team. He actually bat in that game last night, so I don't really understand that concept whatsoever. I kind of like Colorado in this spot.
Yeah, I do as well. I took them on the overnight actually as a quick bet when I saw what was going on. All right, I will start out by giving the under 11 at minus 114 right now, and then Colorado. They're just a very modest dog at about plus 114. I did bet that one. All right, I will take that one. I will add that one to my official slate. Colorado plus 114. All right, so I'll have 2 picks in that game. Makes some sense. Kind of obvious, but does make some sense. My only issue is just that Senzatella, a youngster, again, doesn't miss a lot of bats. He's probably going to have some clunkers going forward somewhat unexpectedly, but I'm not sure that this is a spot where you want to try to time that.
Yeah, they're 5-1 when he starts, Colorado, and Anthony Rizzo guys might not play. He got hit hard last night in that game. So with all those at bats last night, you have to travel.
Yeah,
kind of like Colorado here as a dog.
Yeah. All right, I'll take them. I did bet both on the overnight, the under, and Colorado. I got a better number than that. I forgot what I got, but I'll take them at plus 114 and the under 11. Let's see what else is interesting. The Mets, the massive overtrend continues. Right now, tonight they're starting DeGrom, who's obviously been awesome, and Moore is coming off a bad start. He's been very, very up and down. Tempting to take the Mets as a big favorite. At some point, I think the Mets are going to start to trend under. I would actually lean under here because Moore is capable of having, a quality start as we've seen this year. And DeGrom, I am a believer in him. I'm also thinking about the San Francisco team total under. You have anything to say about that one?
Yeah, the under trend did come in yesterday, though, Peter. The Mets did go under yesterday. But, DeGrom's about the only guy I trust on that side at this rate. And Matt Moore and this Giants team. Peter, what a mess this team's been. They've been almost as big a mess as the Mets have been. At home, I'm not a big Mets guy. This is a game I'll pass on. I'm not a Moore guy either. So if I had to back it, I would go DeGrom.
I'm thinking about taking the San Francisco team total under 3.5 minus 148, but I'll wait on that one. First, let's quickly go to see if we have any comments of note that we can chat about. All right, let's see. Let's see. Iceman 89 saying making a killing in MLB, losing it right back to NBA. NBA sucks. Yeah, I hear you, Iceman. Anyone who watches our shows knows that my MLB record in general is not too terrible. My NBA record is shockingly bad over a huge sample size.
Troy went 3-0 over the weekend with picks from last week.
Troy West?
Troy West.
Oh, nice. Yes, very nice. Troy. Well, I had one of those. I had the under in the Utah game, which was a nice one. But yeah. All right. Let's see what we got. Kazi Chief Gang saying, I like the Mets play today. Should be dominant at home. Yeah. I mean, the only issue is just that it's a little bit of a high line at the minus 150, but that might be worth a shot for sure.
Hard to trust that team.
I'm sorry? Hard
to trust that team.
Yeah. Especially as a big
right now, I don't see how you can lay 150 with anyone with the Mets right now. I don't know how you can do that.
All right. Keith Thurman giving the opinion, Colorado team total over. Understandable. Obviously, the Cubs used a lot of their bullpen yesterday, so that could affect the the total late, and maybe the first half under is a better play than the full game under. But let's see. I can understand that. Let's see. A lot of people. Oh my God, Dale 04 saying hello from Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK. That's a place where I would like to visit. Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK. A lot of
place that would have really good beer.
Yeah, they party there a lot. It's like the Jersey Shore of the UK. It is.
And shout out to their football team. They're headed to the Premier League after yesterday. So
yes, very nice. Yeah, Dan Kelly, one of our regular commenters. I was shocked that Arrieta wasn't already in Colorado. Absolutely, you're right. So maybe I'm wrong on that underplay for the full game. Maybe I should take the first half, or maybe I should take the Cubs team total over. I don't know.
No, we're a little weird on the Cubs. How do we feel about the Yankees coming off that game, going to the Reds today?
I mean, the same deal. The only issue is just that with the Reds, Rookie Davis is not a guy I want to bet on. I mean, he's a guy who is definitely very hittable. And the Yankees, they are professionals. How tired is that lineup going to be? But that the Yankee, before the game went to 18 innings, I was thinking that the Yankees team total over on that one at 4.5 was a no-brainer play. Now I'm going to stay off it. But
apparently Tanaka's been in Cincinnati since last night.
Right.
Arrieta should have been.
Yeah, it's mostly just how are the Yankees going to be against Rookie Davis? And I can see if the Yankees timing is off. I mean, Davis is a guy who and Cincinnati's also won 7 out of their last 8. Which is, kind of eye-popping. I mean, they're a team that I'm not too jazzed to bet against. And Rookie Davis also off a decent start, I mean, overall, he's looking vulnerable, but he is off a decent start. I'm down on him going forward until he gets sent back down to the minors, which will happen. So, yeah, I think it's unfortunately going to have to be a pass for me here. You have anything to say about that one, big man?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I kind of like the Yankees here. I don't want to bet on Rookie Davis. And it's interesting, Peter, Holiday and Aaron Judge actually only had 4 at-bats this night. It was a regular game for them. They didn't play much of that. Did strike out 22 times as a team, but Tanaka's been great lately. So, yeah, I kind of like the Yankees to be, I'll go with the Yankees in this one. I'll fade one of those teams, bet on one of those teams in that long game last night.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. All right, and then let's see other interesting games. Marcus Stroman for Toronto, coming off of a I won't say arm injury, the soreness that they were saying. The reports are that it's not a big deal, that it was just precautionary. Maybe that's true. Brantley also out for Cleveland, so that's something to take note of. And I might be thinking about Cleveland on the second half here. Trevor Bauer has definitely been very hittable. Stroman is a question mark here. So no matter what happens in the first 5, Cleveland might be the play on the second half. I'm still in a fade mode of Toronto for sure. And then Gossman starting for Baltimore. He has been absolutely very, very hittable game in and game out, and that does not look like it's going to get fixed. I'm looking to fade him. I'm also thinking about Washington team total over 4.5. Gonzalez, a weird guy coming off of another start where he was effective. He gives 7 walks though. That's a very concerning thing to in general. He's had some control issues. That's been his only negative this year, and I'm not exactly sure what to expect from him here. His FIP. His FIP suggests that there's tougher times ahead for him for sure. So I'm thinking about the over in that one, the first half over, the Washington full game over. Kind of feeling it out. What do you think, big man?
Yeah, Gio Gonzalez, Peter, does walk a lot of people. The problem is the Baltimore Orioles don't take walks. They're one of the worst in the major leagues as far as taking walks. Yeah, look, Gausman's a fade. Trevor Bauer's a fade. I think Trevor Bauer should be sent down. I don't know why they keep throwing him out there. He's clearly not a major league pitcher.
I can answer that. It's because of, he's one of these guys with, the potential in the stratosphere, according to all the scouts and reports and the media. And that's what everyone says. They've been saying that seems like it's been for 6 years now.
Well, after Mike Clevenger had a big game yesterday, I find it hard to believe long-term he'll be in there. Maybe throw him in the back end of the bullpen, give him one of those opportunities. But, yeah, Gausman's also just been terrible. But, Peter, I just can't trust the Nationals in the bullpen. I mean, they blew another game yesterday. So it's hard for me to get involved with them full game. I would look Nationals first 5 going forward.
Or the Nationals team total over. Yeah,
not just today.
As good as they are, they actually have one of the worst bullpens in the majors.
Yeah.
The Detroit is the only one that comes to mind as a bullpen that I trust even less. There's a few others that are particularly bad. You're absolutely right, and that is something to keep in mind. And I'm thinking about the team total over 4.5. It's just that it's a little bit borderline. All right, what else do you like, big man? Aside from the Yankees tonight?
I kind of like. Yeah, I kind of like Tampa Bay at home, but I'm getting to the point where for them, I don't really want to back Blake Snell. It's just Kansas City's been such a mess. They've lost 11 of 13 on the road. Carnes has been struggling. But, Peter, I got to be honest with everyone, and if you follow me on Twitter, I'm in a pretty poor streak right now in baseball. I can't.
Are you?
Yeah, I can't seem to get much right lately.
How bad? Give us some numbers. We want to know. We want to.
Well, put it like this. It seems like every game I have, the most ridiculous things happen. And I'm like celebrating pushes. I had a push yesterday and I was celebrating it. So yeah, it's been about a week. Numbers wise, probably like 2-8. I'm pretty poor recently. So yeah, it's been ugly. So hopefully a new week will get it straight. I need some sort of positivity.
All right. Well, look, I mean, I'm looking over today's card again. There's a lot of interesting angles, but nothing that's jumping out at me as clearly good. Maybe Colorado on the money line as a dog is just the best way to go today. I'm thinking about the Mets as well. San Francisco team total under. Vaguely thinking about the Washington team total over at 4.5. Although Gausman might surprise, but yeah, I would be leaning that way. Maybe Cleveland on the second half. Other than that, and then you got Martinez and Conley. That's an interesting matchup. Conley has been also kind of unpredictable. In general, he's been okay, but I expect I'm sort of down on him going forward. Same thing with Graveman. What to expect from Graveman, right? He came back and his last start was his first start back from his injury was surprisingly good, as his starts before the injury were, and then his second start back was a little bit concerning and not nearly as good. So yeah, it's a tough card today. All right, so I've given Colorado on the money line and the Cubs Colorado under, and God, what should I go with? San Francisco team total under? Help me out here.
Peter, anything involved with the Mets, I wouldn't get involved. I mean, the Mets bullpen's not very good though. Keep that in mind. But yeah, the Giants are, really they're really poor right now. I wouldn't, gun to my head, I would probably take it, but I wouldn't probably put hard-earned money on it.
All right, I'll hold off on it. I'll just give the Colorado money line and the Colorado under at 11. Let's see what. A lot of people say pull that trigger pistol. Yeah, they want me to pull that. It's minus 148.
Yeah, Peter, a lot of people will tell you that crack feels good too, but you don't want to.
Yes. And they
I think that's a unanimously agreed upon thing. I just think most people think you shouldn't do it.
There's plenty of people that will probably try to get you to smoke it though if they were with you.
They just want to see me go negative because it'll make them feel good in the same way. In the same way that it secretly made me feel a little bit good to hear about your horrible. Even though I love you as a person, it's just you know how it is in gambling.
I saw that weird joy in your face.
When you hear about someone else.
Yeah, I kind of saw it myself. You were you kept picking at it, what? But no, I get it. It happens to everyone,
Yeah, it didn't make me feel good. I hope that everyone wins, even though that's mathematically impossible in betting. All right, so I guess that's about it. Let's see. We
got some questions. Dodgers on the run line tonight.
Dodgers on the run line. That game didn't have an overnight line, so I have not looked at that one yet. Wood is starting, and Wood is a tricky guy. Wood is a guy who I think is a guy who I wouldn't be opposed to betting, and it's such a huge line. But yeah. First glance looks okay to me, but again, didn't have an overnight line on that one, so I didn't look at it. Let's see.
Thoughts on the Canelo fight this weekend if we watched it?
Yeah, well, what's his name? Andreas Hale and I nailed that one, right? We called our pick was a hedge with Canelo going the distance with Chavez by knockout, and that the fight would go the distance. And the weird thing about that one, I don't know where it closed, but when I checked closer,
plus 300, they were around 300, 3-1.
What?
That's where that underdog closed around 3-1.
Around 3-1.
Yeah, very, very slim towards the end there.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's another prediction I made. I said it was going to close around that minus 300. But the weird thing is that I saw that that Canelo by knockout seemed to take a lot of money because when I was done with my call with Andreas Hale, it had gone to minus 150 going the distance. Then when I checked a couple hours before the fight, it was actually plus 100 to go the distance, and Canelo to win by decision, which I got at plus 110, was plus 165. So some serious money must have come in on Canelo by knockout, which surprised me, but it made me feel a little bit nervous about my pick and bet, but turned out to go exactly as we thought.
Anything surprise you about that fight, Jeff?
I was actually on that knockout personally. I don't think Julio Cesar Chavez had that last name. That was a pathetic performance by him. He showed nothing. He didn't want to fight. He just got battered for 12 rounds and collected a payday. Pathetic effort from Julio Cesar Chavez, which throughout his career has been his issue. He doesn't get up for fights. He doesn't come to fight when he needs to. And I think his career is probably over, if not. But yeah, no, Canelo's great. I'm a big fan. I think he's going to beat Triple G coming up, and I'm looking forward to seeing that line. That's going to be a mega fight. Real quick, Peter, to that Dodger point somebody made. I kind of like the Dodgers at home on the run line. They've been a really good team against the run line.
Huge line. Yeah, just a huge line. Yeah, maybe Chavez Sr. should take the mom on Maury and get a test. I want to see is he the father or not. I wouldn't be surprised if Maury goes. You are not. Senior, you are not the father, and everyone goes. Now it explains it. Now that's why he.
I'll tell you what. He looked pretty embarrassed during that fight. If you saw him during the fight, he looked. He looked pretty disgusting.
Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.
Absolutely destroyed by the commentators.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Any other questions? Let's see.
Jeff, got any soccer for us today?
Let's see. What am I? There's only one game. Chelsea, I'm on -2 against Middlesbrough. They have a chance to pretty much clinch the English Premier League. Middlesbrough, you could argue, is probably the worst team in the Premier League, and Chelsea's at home here. They should win 3-0. Should be similar to the way Real Madrid pounded Granada over the weekend. So yeah, I would lay the 2 goals with Chelsea. Should be a 3-0 win.
Yeah, guys, talk about this fight again. How did it feel like, this fight was just a big setup for that GGG coming out like WWF style?
I thought that was pretty.
Ultimate Warrior.
I mean, I know.
Pretty much every fight until that fight happens is a setup for that fight. I
meant more of like a promo. Just
that
entirely.
You shouldn't do that after a fight. That's embarrassing to Chavez. I know he was really poor and didn't fight well, but you can't do that. That's kind of a slap in the face. I mean, you basically knew you would kick his ass, and then you had that video planned, and it was just something I wouldn't have done. But yeah, it's like Peter said, it's going to be like that every fight now until it happens.
Yeah, I mean that's what they were doing because it's like now, and it's actually a smart move because if you dodge a guy who everyone wants you to fight, then people start talking about it, and then they're talking about it more and more and more and more. Whereas if you just fight him, even like casual boxing fans might not know about it, but now everyone's talking about it, and they love to see they love the drama of some guy who's too afraid to fight a challenger, and the more fights you use to dodge him, the more people talk about it. So I think it was a pretty smart marketing move by those guys, and we are going to get.
It's not. I don't think either person's dodging it. They both want to do it. I don't think it schematically has worked.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's going to be a mega fight for sure.
Hey, Pete, what do you think about Mets first 5 and Tampa Bay first 5? Yeah, the Mets first 5 isn't bad. If I were going to take the Mets, though, I'd probably take them, just on the full game because you get better odds there. And Tampa Bay first 5, that's a Snell, obviously. At some point he might figure it out and become an elite, starting pitcher if he can figure out his control issues. But with the control issues that he's having at that line, at a favorite line, I would not take that one. But I could be wrong. But that's just my opinion. All right. Is that about it? Any other questions?
No, nothing earth-shattering.
Big man, nothing any other earth-shattering things you have to say before we wrap this up?
St. Louis can't hit lefties, but Connolly's been a mess, so I'll point that out. Yeah, nothing. like the show. Peter and I get on here and try to provide good info. We all do here at SBR. So like the show. We got plenty of people watching. And Pete, I appreciate having you. Appreciate coming on the show. I miss doing videos with you. It's been a while.
Absolutely.
So,
all right. Well, I'm just going to be taking 2 MLB plays today. A couple of final questions. Where is Mike Brenner at? Mike Brenner is on vacation in Vegas, but he's going to be back this week, I believe, as soon as tomorrow. And then Capo Status asking Pistol Pete, what's up? Give me the side on Jazz Golden State. I'm not the person to be asking there, but I do have an okay handle on NBA totals still, and I'm going to be on the under in that one. I was on the under in Game 3, and I'm going to take the under in Game 4, although there were some bad shooting numbers in Game 3 that might not repeat. So I like it a little bit less, but, slightly to the under on Game 4. And
Jeff, anything for you on tonight's game?
I got to see what George Hill's status is. I did hit a bet on the over yesterday in the Cavs game, but I'll see where the numbers go in this one. Too early to tell for me at this point. I may or may not be on it. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, right. I had finally a good day in the NBA yesterday. I had the over in the Houston game, which I felt really good at. All right, that's about it. I'm on only 2 plays tonight for MLB, but we will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have a bunch more plays, and check the NBA Odds Couple show later on today, where we will be covering tonight's Jazz and Golden State game. Thanks so much for everyone for tuning in, and thanks so much for everyone who liked it. See you tomorrow.